Hello, everybody. This is Jonathan, and I have two big announcements that I want to share with you guys before tomorrow's show. Okay, before TW 370 comes out, I need to let you know about some things that are happening. The first one is the biggest one, and it is that our friend and brother, Chris Hollister, is going to be leaving the show as a regular. That doesn't mean that Chris is going to disappear forever. I told him I won't let him do that. But Chris has been here since the very, very beginning. In fact, he was here before the beginning. Chris and I came up with the idea for Trivial Warfare sitting on our lunch breaks at Dick's Wings, a restaurant that no longer exists where we used to go when we used to work together, and we were playing trivia every week together, and we thought that it would be really cool to do something kind of similar to what Good Job Brain does, except we like the pub quiz aspect more. We like the competition aspect more, and maybe we could actually do a game. Maybe we could actually do a podcast that is like going to a pub quiz. That was our starting point. And from there, he and I tossed ideas back and forth, and we tried to figure out everything. And I remember both of us, neither one of us wanted to get too excited about it. Neither one of us wanted to dream big. The secret, though, I always dream big about everything. I just don't tell people about it. But we were both saying to each other, hey, look, even if nobody listens, even if this is just a complete flop in terms of the world, it's a great way for us to have a reason to get together and hang out and do something that we love. And that's how Trivial Warfare started. It started with a little bit of a dream and a whole lot of friendship. And so with Chris being here since before then, our first episode was February of 2015, and our first planning for Trivial Warfare was back in 2014. Actually, it was, yes, definitely 2013, because it was when I was working on my master's degree and Sebastian was about to be born. And I couldn't commit to doing the editing. I couldn't do all of the stuff that I would need to do for this to happen. But we had already planned it out and already figured it out. It was only later that we were able to actualize it. So Chris has been with me on this since 2013, guys. Deep in my heart, this I know that it's logical, and I know that he's doing the right thing for him, and I love Chris to death. I cannot tell you how much I will miss doing this with him. For those of you who have heard Chris on the show, I'm sure that you realize what a vital part of the show he is, how important he is, how much fun he brings, how much lightheartedness and just good old-fashioned fun and silliness. For those of you who know Chris in real life or even in his online presence, I think that you realize that Chris is the best of us. Chris is I used to tell him that he was the heart of the show, the soul of the show even. Chris is the best human that could ever be. And he will be truly missed as a member of our cast and as one of our regulars who hosts and plays on a regular basis. Chris, I hope you know how much I love you. And I hope you know how much everybody listening to this loves you. Chris will return. I've asked him to try and get in here at least once a quarter. I want him to be on the big episodes when 400 comes up, that kind of thing. So hopefully we'll see more of Chris than it seems like. But he won't be a regular anymore because it's been a long time, guys, and he's done more than his fair share. And it's time for him to pursue other things. He wants to spend his time doing other things, and that's totally okay. That's great. I love him, and I hope that he is as happy doing those things as he was doing this. So what that means, though, is that leaves us with a bit of a hole, and I don't mean a little one. To me, Chris is irreplaceable. You can't just keep doing the same thing and it be as good. You can't just keep doing the same thing and expect it to be as good because it won't be. Chris is irreplaceable. So I've said this a few times. Our folks who like wrestling will understand the reference. I think the only way to do this and to come out of this not worse, to come out of this maybe even better in some way, is to do this like D-Generation X. When you lose a Hall of Famer like Chris Hollister, it's kind of like a 2 or 3 man team losing Shawn Michaels, right? You can't just replace that with another person. That's not fair to the other person, and it won't be as good. So my desire is to bring on 3 new regulars who all have something awesome to offer, all have something awesome to bring to the table. Their goal is not to replace Chris. Their goal is to add themselves in the different ways that they are awesome to our mix. And my desire and my belief is that our interactions with them will be unique and will be different and will breathe completely new life and completely new energy into different episodes, because I know that the people that I'm picking are fantastic. I know that the people that I'm bringing on are entertaining and fun and good people. And so I'm excited about that part of this. And I can tell you who 2 of them are now. I'm hoping to finish and to bring 3 on, but it's time to make this announcement now. And so I can tell you the first 2. The first one is Zakia Mendoza. I know that a few of you are aware of who Zakia is. She's been on the show a few times. She was on Jeopardy a while back. Zakia met the crew, the whole crew actually, in Las Vegas in person back at Trivia Nationals in, I don't know when it was, 2019, I guess. And she told us she was starstruck, and she was just the friendliest and friendliest person. And I'll tell you, she has this vibe. She has this energy. I'm a little bit of an empath, and she lights me up. Like when I spend time with Zakia, I walk away happy. And I have a feeling that happens to pretty much everybody that she interacts with. So Zakia is going to be a regular on Trivial Warfare moving forward. That doesn't mean she'll be on every episode, but she's going to be here a lot more than she was. And we are beyond excited to be adding her to the group of regulars. Our second edition is going to be Nick Groves. Nick brings so much to the table. I was introduced to Nick by Jeremy Conman. Thank you, Jeremy. Years ago at this point. And Nick is one of those people that if you know him personally, you are surprised that you like him, but you can't help but like him. Everything about him seems to scream, I'm not going to like this guy. And then you actually meet him, and he's awesome. And he's kind, and he's caring. He's thought-provoking. He has lots of ideas and lots of energy and is always trying to do something new. But Nick is also really smart and somehow, some way, manages to be humble at the same time. and manages to realize how lucky he's been in so many different things. Over the last few years, Nick has truly become like a brother to me, and has been the kind of person that will show up for me even when I'm not showing up. He's the kind of person that will tug me and push me and pull me and remind me that that he's there and he doesn't go away. and I love him. And I think that he is a great guy, and I'm so excited that he's going to be joining us as a regular on Trivial Warfare. I'm hoping that I can announce our third person sometime in the next few weeks, maybe the next month or so. I'm not going to rush it, but so right now our crew of regulars will be myself, Mr. Literature himself, Ben Young, the First Lady of Trivial Warfare, Carmela Smith, and our newcomers, Zakia Mendoza and Nick Groves. I hope that you welcome them with open arms, and I can't wait to see and I can't wait to hear how this shifts and changes the way that we do the show, the way that you hear the show, and I hope that this sparks a new vibe and a new level of entertainment, not replacing the old, not getting rid of anything, but just breathing life and energy into something that we already love. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen with this, and I could not be more excited. At the same time, I could not be sadder about Chris. So I want to make sure I'm going to post this message today, the day before this show comes out this week, and I'm going to post not a spoiler thread, but an announcement thread on the Facebook group. If you're not in the Facebook group, just look for Trivial Warfare Army in Facebook and request to join the group. I'm going to post an announcement thread about this so people can comment. And I want every one of you to react and respond and tell Chris how much you love him. If you got nothing good to say, then don't do it. But I'm pretty sure there's a whole lot of you who love Chris, and this is a good chance to tell him. All right, that was announcement number 1. Announcement number 2 isn't so emotional, but it's pretty awesome. Okay, so one of the things that Nick and I have been working on, and when I say Nick and I mean Nick, basically getting my blessing and approval and then doing things. As Nick has done different things for the last 2 years in the pandemic, one of the things that he did was to build an app called Triviamatic. And the goal of Triviamatic long term is to be something that independent trivia hosts can use to have access to tens of thousands of questions and create games, create well-written, well-researched games that they can use in their individual independent trivia events. So they would pay for access to the different questions in the tool, and then they would make the profit instead of going and having to share the work that they've done with a larger company. So that's the overall mission of Triviamatic, and something that Nick has been trying to work together. And the first thing he did when he started building this app was come to me and say, Jonathan, I would love to build a format out, because the tool can support all kinds of different formats for different trivia games. He said, I would love to build a format out as a proof of concept with Trivial Warfare as the game. And if we do it right, I think that people could play along with Trivial Warfare when they listen to it. And that grabbed my attention. I didn't know how it would work at that point, and I didn't know if it would work at that point. But I liked the idea of having people who are listening to the show, if they're not driving or whatever, but being able to have, when a question is asked on the game in the recording, for you to be able to pause the recording, have it on your phone, have the Triviamatic app on your phone, and have the question be there, and for you to write in your answer. And then when we give the answer and the host tells you if it's correct or incorrect, then you'll mark your question correct or incorrect. And at the end of the game, you'll be able, not at the end of the game, throughout the game, you'll be able to see how you did on Trivial Warfare. What would your score have been if you were playing that Trivial Warfare game? And what would it be against other people? So there will be a leaderboard for the people who play along with the game. It works really. It's a really cool concept because as the different answers come in, this is a self-graded thing. So you don't have to have so much of it's a perfectly spelled answer. I don't care if you spell it right. You know if you got it right or not. So that is just an awesome, awesome, awesome way to do this. Way to see how you're doing. If you like competing, if you like doing that, I hope that leaderboard is an active place. But I love the idea of people getting to play along with the game using the Trivia-Matic app. And so the way it works is at the beginning of each episode, I'm going to give you a code. The first thing you need to do is download the Trivia-Matic app. So do that in the Apple or Google Play Store right now. And at the beginning of episode 370, I'm going to do this. I'm going to tell you, okay, the code for TW370 is this. And when I tell you that code, you're going to open your Trivia-Matic app and you're going to choose play a game. It'll be the first thing you see, the little play button on the left, play now, and it'll say, it'll give you a number grid, and you'll put in the number that I give you, and that will be the event code. And when you say join, that will join you into the Trivial Warfare episode so that you can play along. It's such a cool thing. So very cool. So I encourage everybody to give it a try. That's Trivia-Matic, the Trivia-Matic app. And you'll start hearing the codes on the episodes so that you can play along and see how you would do. All right, that is my second announcement. I hope that these are both well received. I never know. Number one thing is we love Chris. I'm sure you love Chris, and you're going to get a chance to tell him today. And number two thing is we have some awesome, awesome, awesome people who are joining the show as regulars. And I hope that you're as excited about that as I am. And last but not least, Trivia-Matic app, download it, and you will have the chance to play along with Trivial Warfare. And this doesn't have to be an alone thing, by the way. You can play as a group. If you are in a group of people or on a Zoom call and you want to listen to the show and have one person do the app to put in your answers as if you were playing a pub quiz, you could have a team of 2 or 3 and literally try and compete to beat the teams that we have on the show officially. It's pretty cool. I hope you give it a try. All right, that's the end. I hope everybody has a wonderful day, and I think you're going to enjoy TW370 tomorrow when it comes out. Have a great one, guys. Love everybody. Bye.